So many of us spend way too much energy quietly struggling against our own emotions. We try to control them and manage them and push them down so they don't spill out. We do mental gymnastics trying to convince ourselves that we shouldn't feel the way that we do. But instead of bringing relief, usually this just leaves us feeling more tense, more confused, and ultimately more dysregulated. But true emotional regulation isn't about being calm all the time or about quote unquote controlling our emotions. It's not about taking a deep breath and making the feelings go away. It means that when emotions rise, which they always will, you have a way of returning to a place of safety and clarity within yourself. Because the truth about emotions is that they're not random and they're not mistakes. We can't simply push them away or ignore them because they're signals from our inner world, carrying information about what matters to us, what feels safe, what feels threatening, and what's truly happening within. And when you slow down and listen to them, you're practicing a kind of emotional self-care that helps your whole system settle and regulate. When we listen deeply, our emotions can be cared for and attended to in a way that's deeply regulating and integrating. And this kind of presence creates a sense of safety inside, which naturally allows our emotions to soften and move through. And in this way, emotional regulation isn't forced. It occurs naturally as we create this safe and attuned relationship with our inner selves. And that's what we're going to do in today's somatic meditation for emotional regulation. Today, I'm going to walk you through an emotional regulation process using a technique called regenerating images in memory, or RIM. RIM is a profoundly helpful emotional processing tool because it takes us into a state of deep listening where our emotions can be felt, understood, and integrated so that we can become more regulated and we can take better care of our inner worlds and all parts of ourselves. Welcome to Somatic Healing Meditations, the podcast that helps you regulate your nervous system, deepen your healing journey, and feel better in your body. I'm Karena with Hello Inner Light, and I'm so happy you're here. I'm a somatic healing coach who specializes in compassionate, body-centered processing that helps you heal the wounds that are holding you back. So if that's the kind of content you need more of in your life, please subscribe to this podcast and join me every Friday on this beautiful journey out of your head and into your more embodied and authentic self. So, this meditation today can bring you real relief, helping you regulate in the moment and meet yourself with compassion in ways that go really deep. But the real shift happens when you practice this again and again. Each time you listen inward and attune to your emotions like this, you're rewiring your system toward greater steadiness, resilience, and compassion for yourself. Over time, you don't just feel more regulated, you become a more regulated person in very real and tangible ways. And that's why I created Somatic Healing Hub, a space to practice dropping in and connecting with your inner world in a loving and soothing way. Each week in Somatic Healing Hub, I teach live classes where we practice deep inner listening and compassionate regulation techniques. You'll also get access to live group coaching with me, powerful emotional processing workshops, and ad-free access to this podcast. Somatic Healing Hub gives you the support, structure, and practices to move from overwhelm into steadiness, from self-criticism into self-compassion, and from feeling disconnected to feeling at home in your own body. All of the information is in the show notes, and I'd love for you to join me. Now, before we get started, here's a quick word from the sponsors that make all this free content possible. Now, let's dive in to this somatic meditation for emotional regulation. So finding a time and a space where it's safe and comfortable for you to close your eyes and turn your attention within. And with your eyes closed, just bring your awareness to your breath more and more. Notice that you can feel the air moving in and out through your nostrils. Notice that you can feel your chest and tummy rising and falling with each inhale and exhale. And on your next inhale, imagine that you could breathe in through your heart and out through your belly button. Even imagining that you could feel the space or the distance between your heart and your belly button. Imagining that you could breathe in through your heart and out through your shoulders on both sides. Again, feeling the space or the distance between your heart and your shoulders. Imagining on your next breath that you could breathe in through your right shoulder and out through your left hip. Imagining that you could feel the space or the distance between those 2 points. Breathing in through your left shoulder and out through your right hip. Feeling the space or the distance. And then imagining that you could breathe in through your knees and out through the soles of your feet. And again, imagining the space or the distance between your knees and the soles of your feet. And now just breathing in and out through your heart. Just allow your attention to drop more and more deeply into your body in this moment. So as you're breathing and as you're feeling, you're going to become more and more aware of how you truly feel. And I always say there's no wrong way to feel, and there's no wrong thing to feel. So just noticing what's here for you with your attention dropped deeply into your body in this moment. And one feeling is going to begin to call your attention the most. So just notice what's calling your attention the most right now. And this feeling that's calling your attention the most, where do you feel it right now? Is it more on the right or the left? Is it more deep or superficial? And how big is this feeling, or how much space does it take up within or around you? Noticing the height, width, thickness, and shape of this feeling. Does this feeling have a color or a quality? And you may have answers to all of the questions that I'm asking, or you may not. And that's okay. The questions are just meant to take you deeper. When you begin to notice these details, the height, width, color, quality, location, whatever it is that you're noticing, you begin to get a deeper sense of what's truly happening inside. You begin to drop beneath your thoughts and into your feelings and your knowing and your inner world. So it's okay if you don't have answers, but the questions will still guide you deeper. So noticing whatever you're noticing about this feeling that's calling your attention. And we're going to work much more deeply with this feeling to help you find healing and emotional release. But right now, your imagination is going to call forward a virtual resource to be here with you. And a virtual resource is like a guide or an angel or a friend or a kind and loving ancestor. It's really anyone or anything that is safe, loving, and powerful. So just noticing who shows up to be here with you. And if no one shows up to be here with you, just know that you're surrounded by your circle of guardians. And notice how it feels to have this virtual resource or this circle of guardians with you. And just know that this virtual resource or this circle of guardians will be with you every step of the way, and they can offer you support or guidance or protection at any point should you need it. Now, bringing your awareness back to that feeling, bringing your awareness back to the color, the shape, the texture, the location, whatever it is that you noticed about this feeling. And with your virtual resource or your circle of guardians with you every step of the way, your imagination is going to take your awareness into that feeling. It's like you just dive in, you become the color, the shape, the quality. You become the feeling. You know what it knows. You feel what it feels. And you even look out through its perspective. Being that feeling, you're now gonna speak as that feeling, and you're gonna finish this sentence. So as the feeling, just letting your words come forward and finishing this sentence. What it's like to be me is. Breathing and feeling whatever you're feeling, going even deeper into that color, that shape. And again, speaking as the feeling, you're just going to say, what I'm really feeling deep down is. Breathing and feeling, surrendering even more deeply into this feeling, and then speaking as this feeling, letting your words come forward. Just finish this sentence. When I feel this way, what I really want or need is. Breathing and feeling. Finishing this sentence. What would feel most supportive to me right now is. Breathing, going even deeper and just letting your words come forward, finishing this sentence. What it would be like if I got the support that I really want or need is. Breathing and speaking as this feeling, you're just going to finish this sentence. What I'm realizing as I say all of this is. Breathing, letting your words come forward, just finish this sentence. How it feels to realize that is. Breathing, and now just speaking anything else that wants to be spoken from this feeling until that feels complete. Now, when that feels complete, your imagination is going to take your awareness out of this feeling and back into your whole self. It's like you take a breath and just land in the wholeness and totality of you. So instead of being focused on this one feeling, your awareness is now in all parts of you. And as your whole self, you're just going to look back at that feeling. And you're going to receive a stream of colored energy from that feeling, representing everything it just shared with you. So noticing the color and the quality of that stream of colored energy. And notice where in your body you receive it first. Fully receiving all of that energy. And now, as your whole self, you're going to speak back to that feeling. And as your whole self, you're just going to finish this sentence. feeling what I heard from you or what I received from you is. Breathing and being your whole self, speaking as your whole self back to the feeling. You're just going to say, feeling what it's like for me to hear this or receive this from you is. Breathing, being your whole self. And as your whole self, you're just going to speak to the feeling and say, feeling what I want to say to you is. Breathing into your whole self. And as your whole self, just let your words come forward and finish this sentence. What I understand now is. Breathing, speaking as your whole self, you're just going to say how it feels to understand this is. And now just speaking anything else that wants to be spoken from your whole self until that feels complete. And when that feels complete, just notice how you feel now. What's shifted from when we began? What feels different to you? And what looks different to you? Now that you've dropped in and deeply listened to your feelings and your body, how do you want to move forward? How do you want to integrate this deep listening into your self-care? Now, just noticing anything else that wants to be noticed, or feeling anything else that wants to be felt. And before we bring this somatic meditation to a close, just ask your body if there's anything else it wants or needs, and listen for any answer it may give you. Now, when you feel ready and in your own timing, your unconscious mind is going to let you know that all of this is fully integrated into your cellular memory and your emotional memory by bringing full feeling and weight back into your arms and legs, fingers and toes, and spontaneously opening your eyes. Great work. So I'm curious, how was that somatic meditation for emotional regulation for you? How do you feel now? And what do you understand about emotional regulation now that you may not have understood before? Please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me today. As a reminder, if this kind of compassionate, deep listening approach resonates with you, you're warmly invited to join me inside Somatic Healing Hub. It's a space where we slow down together, reconnect to the body, and practice healing in a way that truly honors what's real inside. We use effective somatic tools like the one in today's meditation, not just once in a while, but consistently and in community. And that's where the transformation really happens. I'd love to see you there. If you enjoyed today's episode, it would mean so much to me if you would subscribe to the podcast and also rate and review it. You could also send this episode to a friend who you think would enjoy it. And don't forget to join me every Friday on this beautiful journey out of your head and into your more embodied and authentic self.